Hello everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a general collective reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Okay, so it looks like something came to light that was necessary for you to do. Like, you could have been in a situation where you felt like you were suffering in some way, but this could have felt like a more invisible, like, the way that I'm seeing it is that the Nine of Swords can be you feeling distraught in a way that's like hard for other people to see, like an invisible thing that you're sort of going through because it's mental, and so it may not be something that you're like showcasing or necessarily wearing on you. But it's something clearly energetically that can be picked up on. But yeah, it may have been something that you were dealing with that like only you were sort of aware that you were dealing with this. But then I was also seeing the Queen of Swords and the Sun come out. So this is kind of like figuring out how you can take action, and maybe in a way that you didn't want to have to, but it was something that you were able to do to overcome a situation. So rather than you like suffering in silence about something or like feeling like you're a victim to a situation, this is about how can I read the room, because Queen of Swords is going to be like, how can I sort of like survey what's going on here? That's the feminine energy. And then how can I take action? What do I need to communicate? I'm seeing a lot of swords here. So stuff going on with communication. And then the Sun, where it's like, this is where you found your power. For some of you, I guess this already happened. And then I was also seeing the Seven of Swords, which can be you realizing like, oh, I was doubting myself and I'm glad that I said something. Or, oh, now I called this person out for something that was going on. Like, I picked up on this thing and now I'm the one doing something about it. Now I'm the one saying something about it. So a lot of swords that I was seeing. So again, having to do with thoughts, processing, communication, what you're thinking, and then like what you're saying in relation to that. The Death card. So we are starting off on the precipice of change, but this is the kind of change that you want. Death card can speak about you being in the midst of a transition right now, feeling like there's evolving that's happening internally for you. For some of you, this can be external change as well. Getting closer to something that you want. This is also you evolving in a way that is in alignment with the deepest space in your heart, like what really feels true to you. Is that a tower? That's a tower. I also get this too. There may be a bit of an ask for you to change, carry on, evolve in order to access something that you want. Because Death card can be this sort of like inevitable, this inevitable growing that you do. And so the universe can be asking you, like, are you ready to change in this way? Are you ready to evolve? Are you ready to like let go of something? Are you ready to move into a new space, to honor your growth and where you're going? And if you do make that choice, you have this Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is something that you want. So you may be getting a bit out of your comfort zone, or like having growing pains right now where you're like, oh, I don't feel the most comfortable with this, but I know it's going to lead to something that I want, or like I really want to open myself up in this way, because me staying stagnant has just continued leading me to these same scenarios and situations and outcomes, and I want to change something. And so I know that's going to be on me right now. So there's something where there's like movement that's happening on your end, and it's bringing you, I feel like it's not just bringing you closer to what you want. I feel like it's creating accessibility when it comes to what you want. I'm also seeing a tower, so you may like tweak something or change something and be like, wow, that was all I needed to do. Like, I've been putting this off for so long, or like I was scared of this, and now that I'm doing it, I see that something is readily available to me. So in hindsight, it may feel like it wasn't that big of a deal or that big of a change, but right now it may feel like something big is being asked of you as far as doing things differently or thinking outside of the box or growing in an unfamiliar way. Yeah, I'm seeing you be very, very surprised by how successful something is, and it's definitely aligned with what you want, for sure. We're looking at the Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups here. So this is something working out in a way that feels very ideal to you, and because the Tower's here too, it can be like surprising in the way that this comes about. But it's to have the Ten of Pentacles after the Tower, this is like a good kind of surprise. Like, this is something where you end up securing something that you want, or achieving something you want, or like meeting that goal of yours. Things are changing with how you express yourself, how you word things, your thought process too. I'm seeing the Death card be connected with I'm hearing the Page of Swords. It's not the Page of Swords though, but maybe something about you opening yourself up to. Page of Swords is like being curious and being engaged and being open and trying things out. I see Page of Swords as us sort of like tapping into our Gemini energy. That's like really how I see the Page of Swords. Because it's about like gathering information and like wanting to explore and being curious and wanting to have conversations and stuff like that. Being interested in like engaging in a colorful array of things. And we have this King of Swords here, and I'm seeing the Death card be associated with this. So this means that like a way that you were thinking may stop and evolve. Like maybe a way that you were speaking may stop and evolve. But I see this feeling much more internal, because Scorpio is associated with psychology, and to have air here, this definitely feels like something mental that is connected with something that you want on the emotional front. Ooh, the High Priestess. I feel like you're learning the trick to something. Like maybe something that hadn't been readily available to you. So you are working on flexing your throat chakra. A lot of times throat chakra is associated with like speaking your truth. However, there are like steps before that that need to be done. And so like listening is actually the first part of the throat chakra. Receptivity. Processing, analyzing, and then speaking out. Because if somebody's just speaking without listening, there's a lack of receptivity, and it's just kind of like empty words that are flowing out. Like, do you ever have a conversation with someone where you feel like they're talking at you and you could be replaced with like anything or anyone or even a rock on the ground and they'd still maintain that same conversation? That's when somebody has their throat chakra blocked, when you feel like they're not really listening, where they're not really responding to what you're saying. It doesn't feel like an exchange. It just feels like a one-sided conversation. This is about getting into a space where something is changing, where there's more of an opening up and a listening. And again, like the psychology is changing. Scorpio wants to get down deep and see what's going on and explore like in all of the like crevices of your mind and turn things around and change it and allow it to grow. And so to have this King of Swords here, which is very much your speaking voice. Again, first you're listening, then you're responding, because that's going to be that aspect of the masculine energy. And to have this Eight of Pentacles here, this can be writing too for some of you. It doesn't only have to be speaking. It's like swords are going to be communication, like what you're thinking, what you're processing, and then like what you are expressing outwardly through your communication. Think like third house energy. I'm also getting stuff about ninth house energy, but anyway, I'm going to keep it more strictly to the tarot. This means that something is being worked on as far as how you express yourself. So this can mean engaging in more conversations, more evocative, more communicative, working on the things that matter to you. So this is you being in a space where you're like, if I want to use my voice more, like where are these opportunities where I can speak out more? For some of you, I'm hearing something about using a platform. You may be, I'm hearing getting online. Some of you may be getting online, getting on a platform, and you're going to be using your voice. This can also be a teaching energy too, where it's like, I want to create like a learning environment where I can teach other people what I know, knowledge with the swords. But this is something that's been curating for a while, because Eight of Pentacles means I've been working on this. This is not like a page of wands where you're like, oh, this is now something that I want to do that I feel excited about. This is like something that you've been doing, that you've been working on. Like this is definitely a more seasoned energy here, but you may be expanding it in a way now where you're like, now this is definitely in alignment with what I want. So I feel like this is you asking yourself the question of, how do I want to use my voice in a way that feels right to me, in a way that feels in alignment? And when I say in alignment, I mean like what's actually resonating with you genuinely. Not like what that person's doing, not what this person's doing, not what your mom told you to do. Like what makes sense for you and how you want to use your voice. In the unique way that you do. For some of you, you're going to be turning this into a business venture. Also, for some of you, you're going to be meeting somebody that you were not expecting to meet that is going to pull you into something professionally. For those of you that this is not another person, I'm seeing that whatever this is, orator I'm hearing also. Orator is like speaking, orator is like speaking out, announcements, speeches, things of that nature. Professionally. Using your voice, expressing yourself. These two things, I feel like this is now like a math problem. These two things added together can equal you now doing something professionally where air energy is going to be involved, where your voice is going to be important. But I'm seeing something unexpected. There's something unexpected about this. Like you could have been maybe not focused on the result and just focused on the work that you were doing. And then for some reason, this pops up in a way where you were like, wow, I'm so surprised by how successful actually this is. Again, like Tower doesn't always have to be something being knocked out when it's not going in the way that it's supposed to be. The Tower is represented by Mars, so Mars just means something happening instantly, like very quickly. So because you have these two positive cards coming out after it, positive meaning adding something, this means that there's either going to be a person that pops through that you were not expecting to pop through that's going to connect with you, resource financially, professionally, or this is you stepping into some sort of professional arena or something where you're taking on like a role or a job or a title based off of the work that you've been doing where you maybe hadn't been expecting to go in this direction. Let's get one more. Yeah, I'm seeing this definitely be a natural progression because of like all of the work that you've been doing, but for some reason like you didn't imagine that it would be so successful. There's something here about this really being able to provide something majorly for you within your life that has meaning to you, because 10 of Pentacles is something that you find very, very valuable. And this is definitely associated with like a role that you would be playing or somebody that's like trying to pull you into a particular role. So you can be working on harnessing, yeah, how about that? This is definitely like a job opportunity. It's either somebody coming in that's higher up and that's offering you something, or this being like you being able to step into this spot. Either way, I definitely see this as like a role that you're going to be playing, well, that you have the opportunity to play. For those of you that you're looking for something career-wise where resources are involved, this would be like prime. This would be ideal. 10 of Pentacles is like, I'm making more than enough money. But it doesn't just have to be money. Resources can be many different things, but this is something where you definitely be feeling like you're compensated for what you're doing, or that it would be worth it to you. But it goes beyond just the 6 of Pentacles where you feel like, it's fair. This is like abundant, very, very abundant, an abundant opportunity. I'm almost seeing something that like may not have occurred to you before, and then it's like, oh, I can do that role. Like, and I'm seeing that it's going to be something very, very successful for you. I'm looking at Mars and Scorpio here. I'm hearing alignment. Could be something with your birth chart. Could be something... I'm hearing transitory. Maybe something with the transits. And your chart. So if you are doing something where it comes to your expression, your voice, things like that, keep working on it, because I am seeing an opportunity is going to come. 8 of Pentacles is like, keep working, keep practicing, like 10,000 hours, all of that stuff, you know. It seems like this is also going to move you into a space that you want to be moving into. For many of you, I'm seeing that this is associated with the future, but I get this sense of you sort of being like a bit mind blown when this thing comes up for you. Definitely going to bring you into the space that you want to get into. I'm seeing it's very, very important that you keep growing and evolving your voice, okay? So however it is that you use your voice and express yourself, and I mean, be mindful of like what you're saying also. You don't just want to be like, well, I have to use my voice all the time and start like saying nonsense. You know what I mean? Like you want to make sure with Scorpio here, it's like you want to say meaningful things. Things that matter, things that you're asking yourself, like before you put it out there, like what is the message that I'm saying? What am I also hoping to accomplish by this? Like what is my goal? So again, you don't just want to be like talking with no substance. There needs to be depth to it with Scorpio here. And that is going to allow you to like hone in on your voice and to curate it and to continue to evolve and grow. Okay, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.